Hi! Oh goodness, it's been so long since I've seen your darling faces.
I know.
Oh,
A whole month.
A while.
yeah. How's everyone doing?
Live.
Hanging in there.
All right. I can confirm that I heard audio on our YouTube side of things. Everything
Good.
seems to be going okay.
Huzzah.
Huzzah. At least this is broadcasting out, and I can work with that.
And we have sound.
Yeah. And it looks like we're having latency issues already. Awesome.
Yay! Oh.
A wonderful start.
A very wonderful start. Let me see if I can fix that real quick.
It's okay. Time to caffeinate.
Yeah.
How's the Coca-Cola?
I have taken to making homemade cold brews, and I kind of really dig it. So,
Oh my gosh, okay. I did that the other day. I made myself a cold mocha and took it with me to drink between my two jobs.
Okay.
It was a miracle and a mistake.
oh no.
We're gonna start it over again. Again, we didn't actually get into game this time, so I'm happy about
Oh,
that. So give us one moment. And stream.
Nope. Camera stays up.
As you move the camera.
Woo! It's an adventure.
Okay. I think we are good. Just waiting to see if it's working on my phone or not. I think so. Just double checking our audio. Oh, goodness. I swear, I do this almost professionally. Can you believe that? I almost do this professionally.
Almost.
There we go.
Almost.
Thank you. All right, Stacy says that they can hear us.
Oh, Stacy.
Count how many Bulbasaurs are in the background.
Yeah, new game.
Many.
Challenge of the episode.
So many.
Okay.
It's like Where's Waldo of Mercedes' room.
Yep.
She'll just hide Bulbasaurs different places every month.
Have you seen
I
those
will
like
do that.
muscular Bulbasaurs? The one where
Yes.
it's like
I love it.
You can get a 3D print of them, and I want it because it's beautiful.
I'm not even a little surprised.
I want to get the whole set, all the starters, all like that super buff. Beautiful.
Just get your
Yes.
Bulbasaur barbarians.
Okay. So, where we left off last time, we basically found out that not five goblins is not actually five goblins, or just one person in a trench coat. But before we actually jump into any of that, where we talk about what has been happening or what's going to happen next, you guys leveled! You guys got to level 3! Yay!
Did it.
So, with all of that, for most people in level 3, you guys get to get all these cool, like, features and bonuses. For clerics, you're at level 1, so Dustin already had a whole bunch of stuff with Draxel going on. And I think, Jazzy, you got it, like, at 2nd level, didn't you? Yeah. And then I think only V-Fire and Panon, you guys had to wait to level 3 proper to get those cool bonuses and whatnot. So real quick, what paths or oaths or specific branches did you guys take? I'll start with you, V-Fire. What oath for your paladin are you taking?
He's taking the Oath of Devotion. Because he's devoted
Aw.
to his friends.
Aww.
My friends are my power.
Dustin, what are you taking for your cleric?
My divine domain is trickery.
Of course.
He was weaker than all the others, so he began to play tricks on everybody.
I like it.
I love it.
All right, Jazzy.
Bea is Circle of Dreams. She has a connection to a spirit of a different world that she often dreams of.
Ooh, that's cool.
And Pannon, what did you end up taking?
I am going into necromancy.
Necromancy.
Because you can't spell romance without necro. One of those. Can't spell necromancy without romance.
romance.
There you go.
Yeah.
You can't spell slaughter without laughter, kind of thing.
Exactly.
So what I normally like to do is, for you, dear listener, or person watching us live here on our Patreon stream, make sure that, one, you're also following them. I have links of where you can find everybody on the page right now, so go follow them on all their great work. So what we're going to go ahead and do is, while you guys are prepping, while you guys are doing the research that you guys did last episode, everything seemed to be going okay, but at the same time, like, you guys leveled up, and it was time to, like, try and figure out kind of how that affected you and how you were moving forward. So I'm gonna start with V-Fire. Tolan, you are 10 years old, right? And at this age, at this point, you're just sitting there, like, kind of like doing whatever. And your father is taking
my feet on a bench.
Yeah, feet on a bench. Your father has taken you to a Renaissance fair. And he is taking you there for, like, his own reasons, but also kind of to get you off of his back. And there is just this cacophony of a world ahead of you. There are people dancing, there are people laughing, and the one thing that you hear over and over again is that ping, ping, ping. So you hear this rhythmic metal pinging noise. What do you do?
So I imagine Tolan sitting there on a bench because his dad just kind of like left him there or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And he hears, like, his eyes are just big little wide eyes are like staring and taking everything in.
Mm-hmm. And so you've got all that pinging, and, like, you're just wide eyed, and your father kind of, like, elbows you a little hard, harder than normal. And you sit there and you're just kind of like, what's going on? Like, this is just too much information. And he goes, hey, let's go take a look at the paladins, right? Like, come on, the paladins are super cool, right? Yeah?
What's that sound? I want to go find out where the sound is.
I mean, I guess we could do that. I guess they're just blacksmiths. They're it's nothing really. Like, is that really what you want to take your time on? Like, we only have so much time here. Is that what you want to do?
I don't know what they are. I want to see them.
You want to see the blacksmiths?
We can look at paladins too, but I want to see this blacksmith.
You want to see the blacksmith. All right.
Makes that, like, little kid proud face, like he's made a decision.
Yeah. I get you. Let's take you to the blacksmith. I'm totally here for it. All right. So he kind of, like, begrudgingly takes you over to the blacksmith. He is just like, all right, fine, let's get you on. And he takes your hand, and his dry hand, you can feel there are some old scars in it from his days of being a paladin himself. And he is just ready to move on. He wants to show you the excitement that it is to be a paladin, that what everything is, all the responsibilities and all of the great things that make a paladin a paladin. And so he's super excited about all of this, but he's like, all right, fine. And so he takes you in, and you see this this elven child sitting there with, like, this big grin and a giant hammer, way bigger than anything that they've ever, like, obviously are able to carry, right?
Oh, that's cool.
And you see this Goliath pull out this giant red hot poking this piece of metal and then throws it on the anvil, and he hits it, and then the little kid, dink, and then he hits it again, and you just hear the Goliath, yes, my boy, that's the way. That's how it's done.
Dad, can I do that? Can I do that?
I mean, I guess you can, yeah. But don't you want to be a paladin? Like, come on, come on.
Make weapons for paladins. Like, look, it's so cool. Like, there's the it's cool. I want to try it.
Okay, if that's really what you want, and like,
Dad, do you want to go to the paladins?
and he gets down at your level, and he puts both hands on your shoulders, and he looks directly into your eye, and he goes, listen, as paladins, we're not the ones who are often to be making the weapons. We use the weapons. We're there to defend those who make the weapons for us. Doesn't that sound like the greatest of callings is to stand guard and be a bastion of light against those who want to do ill against your friends?
Jack, I want to make them too. It looks like fun.
And you could see, you're familiar with this like kind of face that he has of what do I need to do to convince you to get you to do the thing? And he's like, you know what, you're right. Let's give that a try, but after we're done here, we're going to the paladins, all right?
Okay.
Thank
you, Dad.
So he like pushes you in a little bit, and he's pretty excited. He's like, all right, like let's do the thing that you're so excited to do. Go ahead and roll me just like 2 or 3 strength checks real quick.
8, dirty 20, and a 22.
And a 22. All right. So he like pays a few copper pieces, and the Goliath looks down at you, and he goes, and what's your name?
Tolan.
Tolan the great blacksmith, ladies and gentlemen. Tolan the blacksmith.
You're blowing this kid's mind.
He sits there and he goes, are you ready to wield the hottest metals and to forge the weapons that can save all of your world?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And
Can I help make them hot too? I can blow fire.
You blow fire, my boy?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Like,
Well, all right, well, here's what I'm going to have you do. Stand over here, and he kind of like pushes you aside. And I'm going to need you to reach deep inside your dragon roots. And you hear your father just... Okay. Deep inside your dragon roots, and I need you to pull the fire. You alone will be the one to heat the forge this night. Now, when I say go, breathe that fire. Ready? And he sticks the metal back into it, back into the forge. The coals are starting to dwindle down a little bit. He goes, now, my boy, now, breathe that fire. Yes, that's it. And like, you like thinking back on this moment, you recognize that what he's doing is he's just totally building up your ego, and he's got his foot on a bellows. So like, as you're breathing, the flames definitely grow, and you think that you are causing this. And while he's like still moving the piece of metal, he hands you a hammer, and with that 8 that you got, you grab onto the hammer, and it like starts tilting you to one side, and he's like, my apprentice will help you. And so the elven child comes over, and he like hands you a smaller hammer, and he goes, now Now, when I say you need to strike the metal where it is the most hot. You know it's the most hot because it glows like the fires at night. And he puts it on the anvil, and he goes, now strike it. And with that 20, you bring that down, and it rings through your body. Your arms sting, but it's such a pleasant feeling that you are just vibrant and alive, and you just have this grin grow from ear to ear on your face. And he goes, again! And he almost is taken aback, and he kind of drops the character again. Like, yeah, seriously, kid, do it again. And he folds it over, and you strike it again. Not as great, but he sees that, like, he's just, like, really surprised in this moment, and he, like, draws it back, puts it back into the fire, and he gets on your level and goes, tell me, my boy, is this what you want to do with your life? Is this what you want to achieve every single day?
Yeah. This is great.
You have so much power behind you. You have the flame within your heart, and you have strength and muscle alone that you can and should pursue what makes you happy. And if this hot, sweaty, sometimes very dangerous job is something that you want to do, I can't tell you anything better than to do this thing.
And I can help paladins, right?
Yeah, my boy, what do you think that I sell my weapons to? Thugs and bandits? No! Only the best paladins get the weapons of me, the Goliath creator of Botaire.
Dad, I can help make weapons for you.
Mm-hmm. And you can just see him, like, giving a dirty stare to Botaire, the Goliath. And he's just, like, just kind of... Yeah, no, that is definitely, paladins do need weapons, and they are made by the blacksmith. That is 100% right.
He makes the best ones. I want to make the best weapons.
Well, maybe it's important to learn how to use those weapons. Are you done here, bud?
I guess. Am I done? No. I'm gonna come back again.
Okay.
But I promised Dad we're gonna go paladins too.
Okay. Well, I will be here.
Shuffling his feet.
I will be here if you ever need any support in teaching, in learning how to become the best blacksmith that you can. I would love to be the one to show you that, because you, my boy Talon, you have a real passion for this.
He's just like little.
So he takes you over to like this open area, and you see all of these people in like heavy plate mail and chain mail, and they seem almost just kind of intimidating, their stature and the way that they're interacting with everyone. And they are so quick to look over you. Even the halflings and the gnomes that are sided with these paladins, they sit there and they are just too loud. They're too just physical with each other. They're throwing each other around, and you can see people sparring with giant war hammers and great axes, and they clash with their shield. And your dad like kneels beside you, and he goes, "Doesn't that look so exciting? Doesn't that look like so much fun?"
It's kind of scary looking. Are they gonna be okay?
Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're practicing so that way when they need to save their family, like I go out and I save everyone, right? That's what a good dad does. And I go out. Yeah, thank you, my boy. But I have to go, and sometimes it's dangerous, and I might get hurt. But this is why we're here, and I want you. Go ahead.
You wear armor to help protect you.
Exactly. And I buy that armor with all the money that I make from being a paladin. We don't need to make the armor. Like, he pulls out a pamphlet and he hands it over to you, and it's a pamphlet of the Oath of Devotion for paladins. And he goes, it would make your father really happy if this is something that you did. That if you followed the family tradition, your grandmother, myself, we all have paladin in our blood, and I would hate to see you just not use your full potential and just use it at a sweaty forge.
Tolan's thinking about it. He's holding the little piece of paper and looking up at his dad, but he's also like thinking about how thrilling it was at the forge. But he doesn't want to let his dad down at this age. So, okay, Dad.
You know, I get that there's some things that you want to explore, but just remember, we have an obligation. Tolan, you and I, we can save the world together. And he gets up and he starts bringing over some other paladins, and they all are quick to come down to you, but none of them really speak to you the same way that Goliath did. That the way that like he knew how to speak to you, and they're like, oh, you're gonna be a big strong fighter, you know, very generic, like talking to kids kind of thing. And it doesn't impact you the same way. You don't connect with it. And he's like, come on, son. Let me teach you a few things. And he brings you out to where all of the different people are. Go ahead and roll me a couple different strength checks. Two more, just two.
Just two.
Yeah.
Okay. 19.
19.
And 6.
Okay. So he goes, all right, so the first one I'm going to teach you is how to throw somebody. Somebody comes at you, you grab him, and he demonstrates it, and he throws someone over his shoulder using just the twisted weight advantage, and throws them over his shoulder and hip, and he goes, all right, can you do that?
I will try.
Don't
Ah!
Don't worry, Dante over here. Dante he'll come over, and Dante is a halfling, and he's closer to your height, and you can see that he's got this great sword on his back, and he goes, all right, let's do this, and he starts running at you, and with that strength roll of a 19, you grab him, you put your arm underneath his armpit, and you just fling him. You don't even use your shoulder and your hips. You just throw him up into the air, and he lands on his back, and well, I think your kid's a natural. Holy crap! Whew.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay, kid. You did a good job, and you hold him up, and he looks at you, and he gives you kind of a pat on your shoulder again, just a little too hard. And
Oh, sorry.
Don't be sorry. You did great. You did great, kid. Do you think you could do it again?
Yeah.
Okay. This time I'm gonna come at you with my sword, and you gotta figure out how to grab me from there. Okay?
Oh. Okay.
Okay. So he backs up.
Quieter.
And he pulls out his sword, and he starts charging at you, and with that low roll, he just clocks you straight in the jaw, and you go down. and
I'm laughing, but he's actually crying.
yeah.
I'm a terrible person. I just thought of him just getting clocked.
So you're just crying on the ground, and you hear your father just like, all right, Talon, get up, go ahead, go over to the bench. Like, let Dad converse with or talk with some of his friends. You just give yourself a minute, you'll be fine. It's gonna be okay. Very tough love kind of dad.
50-50, he's good at this.
So he sits there, and he's like, all right, you know, and you see him like the moment that he sees you sit down, he turns his back to you, and he starts just laughing away with his friends. It's obvious he's not laughing at you or about you or anything, but he's having a good time reminiscing. And you hear like, oh yeah, let's go to the pub later. Let's get a drink. You know, oh man, it's gonna be so great. Remember this time? Remember that time?
And the entire time that you're sitting there, you also hear that ding, boom, 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 ding, boom, 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 ding, boom, boom, boom. What do you?
My mind wanders to flames and metal and making weapons.
And so we flash forward to the time when you guys are on the road with your grandma, and she is driving you guys towards the next town to meet with.
Sorry. My mom is calling me.
Hi, Mom.
I forgot to turn D&D mode on.
Oh.
Hi, Mom.
Whew.
Okay, my apologies.
That you're totally fine. So you sit there and you reach into your gambeson and you pull out this crumpled piece of paper, and it's the Oath of Devotion, and you kind of nod. And what does it mean to have the Oath of Devotion at this point? Like, what is Toland's dedication at this point?
He wants to be able to protect Con Mom. Con Mom's on his mind a lot, and he wants to be able to save her. And he also, like, super appreciates all of the friends that he's made.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants to be able to protect them, so that's what the devotion is, like, gonna be for, is devoting to his friends.
So you kind of come to terms with the fact that, like, your father and you are never going to really see eye to eye, right? And what devotion and this oath means to you is going to be so different, but at the same time, like, you want to make him proud, but in your own way.
Yeah.
And so you kind of
like,
go ahead.
Part of why I picked this one is that you can imbue a weapon with positive energy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I figured that would kind of go along the lines of, like, the blacksmithing stuff, where he can, like, take a weapon and modify it to his needs, kind of thing.
Mm.
And he still wants to be able to make stuff and be able to protect people by building things, but he also kind of, like, sees sort of what his dad meant.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's definitely not going to be able to see eye to eye of, like, you know, I'll just buy it from the dirty blacksmith.
Mm-hmm. So you also, like, reach in and you pull out an item that you made that day. After a while, your dad was, like, distracted. He went and got a drink. You eventually went back to the blacksmith, and he gives you, like, a free lesson. Like, he sits down with you. He skips everybody else, and he shows you how to make one thing. What does he make? What does he teach you to make?
Oh, shoot. You should have prepped me on this. Now I gotta think. A small knife.
Okay. He teaches you how to make a small knife, and it's bad. You know, in comparison to some of your work that you've done recently, it's not great. It's your hammers weren't even and consistent. The handle, the tong is just way too thin. You'll never be able to put a handle on this thing. And you weren't able to hone the edge at all. So it's just lumpy, but it fits in your hand, and it brings you back to Botar, the Goliath, and how he told you, no matter what, my boy, follow what makes you happy. You got that? Good. And he gives you the knife, and at that moment, your father comes and drags you away, and you're back on the road, and you hold both the pamphlet and the knife in your hand, and you are one step closer to becoming the paladin blacksmith that you truly want to be.
Put them together.
You take the pamphlet, you wrap it around the handle. Congratulations.
There you go. I tie a knot on it, and I wear it as a necklace. There.
Nice. Vea, you take some time, and you guys you've been doing a lot of research on the magical message boards, and you've been trying to find signs of different creators and when do they drop off, when was the last con, what was the last con that they went to, all this other stuff. Like, you're just really overwhelmed, and you just need a moment of peace. You need a moment by yourself. And not too far outside of Talon's place is a small patch of trees, and you find yourself quickly to just not necessarily like bury yourself in it, but just kind of like bring the leaves closer to you and just get comfortable. And you fall asleep. And you fall asleep of your spirit being. What is the name of your spirit being?
The name is Rayson.
So you have Rayson, and you see them working on an outfit. What outfit are they working on currently?
It would be like a noble gown, kind of burgundy, a wraparound top, and there are just an overwhelming amount of details everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But the spirit looks in their zone. They're not struggling. It's
So with this like peace of mind, this very goal oriented, they're not struggling. They move their hands deftly. They go from one stitch to another. They reach behind them and they grab on the next piece that needs to be stitched in, and it seems to be moving smoothly, almost uncannily fast. It just doesn't make any sense. And you hear them start to say to themselves, kind of to the room, but they say, I think that this is one of my best things ever. I can't believe that it all started with this. And I've never been more proud of somebody who starts from nothing and gets here. What, do you say anything, or do you just watch?
I think she would try to look around, look at anything else that's crafted, see if there's someone they would be addressing, but mostly she's just blown away at the naturalism of being able to do this.
Mm-hmm. As you look around, you notice that you are inside some sort of a shop. It looks like this is a one-person operation that your spirit is manning everything from purchasing to selling to crafting and everything in between. Upkeep in the shop. You look outside the windows, and the windows are not pure white, but kind of the soft white that feels like a never-ending landscape. And as you continue to look around, no one else is there. And you look and you see there is fantastic embroidery work along the walls showing examples of different art styles, slight bits of macrame here and there, but mostly you're seeing these fantastic gowns, these beautiful pieces on mannequins in different stages, several of them complete with violets and very vibrant greens. And they say again, if you start now, I'm confident you could exceed my talent even.
And she's in a state where she doesn't believe quite that she's being addressed, and she'll look quizzically to Rayson.
And they turn down and they kind of look down to you. And you can see that they're rather thin, and you can see these long fingers with small little marks of lots of work on their hands. They've done a lot of needlework, and they've pricked themselves many a time. But there's thick calluses where these red little marks are on their hands and whatnot, calluses on their knuckles. And just look at this. You made this. And they turn the mannequin, and it is this long flowing burgundy outfit, and you are instantly drawn back to this time you are sitting outside of another festival, and you see these gorgeous gowns and outfits that people are wearing, very medieval, very Game of Thrones, lots of detail, gold filigree in between the seams. It almost just seems uncanny. And you see that same burgundy dress walking through like royalty down the middle of this walkway, and people are parting ways for them. What do you do?
Did you just say that I made that?
Yes, my dear, that you made that. This is the first time you saw it, and I only drew inspiration from you.
And she just kind of like shakes her head, like, I don't think I can make that kind of thing. I want to try, but
What do you think the first step of trying is? Making it, doing it, my dear Vea.
She flashes in her mind to the first, like, that May costume she made way back.
Mhm.
It's like falling apart at the seams, and she tried so hard to get those details and they just didn't make sense. And she's like, I tried, it just I guess that's the first step.
Very wise. Let me show you my first step. And you can see in that same procession that's walking down this fair. And you recognize this. Like, this is one of the first times that you saw people like dressed beyond kind of this druid style of just whatever you can find around you and put together. And you see a court jester following in that beautiful burgundy dress, and the clothes are tattered, the seams are uneven and exposed. You can tell that they didn't sew it inside out and then to flip it. And you can see like where they missed parts of a hemming completely, so it's fraying, and you can see inside, and you just see this person stumbling around, and they look up to you and they go, just big shrug, and the spirit says to you, that was my first step. I think you did far better than I did.
And she blushes a little bit and then responds, well, anything I knew how to do, I dreamt about from here.
I'm glad.
I see this art, and she wants to reach, like, you can tell she wants to reach and just like feel it, but she's holding back, and she's I tried, and it's comforting to know that I didn't let you down.
And they kneel, and they get almost to like this position where they're looking up at you, and they hold onto your hands. Effort is nothing to bat an eye at. As long as you are trying, you cannot disappoint me, my dear Vea. Do you understand?
I'll try.
And they squeeze your hands, and you can feel those calluses on their hands. You can feel their long, bony fingers hold onto yours tightly. Follow the path that makes you happy. Dreams are a beautiful motivation, and you will never let me down, my dear.
And she's full on just like blush and kind of like retracting, embarrassed, but she's just so happy to hear that. I just dream about this beautiful art, and I want to live up to it.
And they cup a hand on your cheek, and they look at you and they say, you are the beautiful art. And they stand up and they kind of adjust their clothes and pick a little thing off. And now, I think you are on the right path. It's dangerous ahead of you. Keep that in mind, my Vea. This chain is dangerous, but remember, I am always, and they shift something in their hand, and out of nothing, this very, very velvety kind of flower, just made out of velvet, comes out of their hand, and they pin it to your top, and they're like, as long as you are with me, I am with you. Our power is one. And you keep trying, follow your strength. That is what is most important.
Oh, I'll do my best.
And they stand up, and they turn around, and they walk into that infinite white light. And they look back, and they nod, and you wake up at the base of this tree, and you are no longer just surrounded by leaves, but flowers. And they all are of that same long leaf, and with these bright stems surrounding you. And you look down, and there is that velvet flower pinned to your clothes.
And she just like kind of grasps it and just holds it tight for a second.
And you get this comfort feeling, and you hear in the back of your mind, strength be with you. I am with you.
And she'll just sit there and kind of like take it all in for a little bit before she feels like she has to return to everyone.
And so yeah, you take your time, and you anything else that you want to do you need to like need to address before you go forward, or anything along those lines?
No. She's just taking a lot of comfort in this velvet flower.
Okay. All right.
So-
Go ahead.
I didn't want to interrupt your beautiful, like, word story picture, because it was very, very nice, but
Thank
I
you.
got a message from chat saying that we're having a buffering issue.
Yeah, I'm seeing that as well, and I have
Okay.
no idea how
Okay.
to... I've been told that the audio's coming through, so
Okay.
the most that you guys are missing is just faces at this point in time. I don't know why. Again.
Oh, bummer.
I'll make sure that the whole video is on the YouTube and linked in the Patreon, so you guys can watch the whole thing. No matter what, because I am still recording it on this side of stuff.
Oh, you're awesome, David.
Cool. So sorry,
I was
chat.
just sitting here panicked, like, oh no.
Yeah, I get it. I've been like watching it on the back end, and like I felt bad that I've been distracted, but yeah, no, we're working on
no.
it. We're working on it.
It was just such a lovely, like.
All right. Well, since you spoke up, Pannon.
Oh no.
No.
You are walking. It's the end of the day. You guys have done a lot of prep work. You guys have done a lot of studying. You guys know that, I think tomorrow you're leaving to go meet with 5 goblins, and you're ready to finally like just decide to like, yep, this is gonna be it. And for the first time in a while, you're feeling a little bit more confident. You're still wearing your hood. You're still kind of hiding your face when you can, but around your friends, you're feeling a little bit safer.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of gives you a little bit of strength in your heart, and you're standing upright instead of kind of looking down. And as you do, you look over and you see a scholar from your school, and he's got a series of books in his arms, and he's at a market, and he's trading things, and he's buying things. What do you do when you see this just older human man standing there, short beard and piercing blue eyes, and you don't know him, but you know that he belongs to the school, the sect that you were a part of for so long. The Azuth.
Azuth.
Yes. So you know that he's a scholar for Azuth. What do you do when you see him?
So this is before we leave on our journey.
Yeah, it's like the day before, and you're heading back to your place to rest for the night.
I think Rain would definitely like pull his hood a little tighter and try to like make an expeditious retreat without being seen.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand or stealth.
Okay.
Yeah, stealth. Stealth.
So is that a d20 plus stealth?
Yes, that is correct.
7.
7. All right. So you put your hood up and you like lose all of your periphery. You go back to like this need to like lock down, and immediately you bump right into him. And his books
goody.
and his parchments go flying, and he goes, "Oh, child, that's, oh my goodness. Are you all right?" And he looks up, and he does that. "Do I know you?"
No, sorry, I gotta go.
Are you not a member? Would you like, and you get up and you book it? All right, go ahead and roll me a, athletics check.
Oh boy. All the things I'm so good at. 12.
12. So you, let me roll for him real quick before I. Oh yeah, you do great. You hear him, child, come back, child, and he goes, "Are you responsible for?" And as you turn the corner, you no longer hear anything. You're just so focused in trying to get away. You run and you get past them, and you get to the bottom of the stairs that take you to the back of the inn where you're currently staying. And you see standing there the owner, this gnome woman, and she looks up at you and goes, "Rain, your shift started half an hour ago."
Man. Sorry, I ran into an old friend in the marketplace, and I just lost track of time. But just let me get my apron and I'll get started.
Get up there, get your stuff. You know, you're lucky that I like you so much, and at least you're a good busboy.
Yep. I'll be right back.
So you run up into your room. What does your room look like?
It's pretty sparse. It's just like one of the inn's back rooms, made for like one person.
Mm-hmm.
Has a bed and a table where he keeps his sewing supplies. I'd say he has maybe like a few action figures on his table, and like the little photos they got at Con. With their little celebrities and signed and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
like pinned on the wall. But aside from that, it's pretty undecorated because he knows it's a temporary
Mm-hmm.
sort of dwelling. It looks like the sort of place he could pack up and leave really easily
Okay.
because it's an inn.
Yeah. So you grab your apron and your uniform, at least just changing out, so that way when you are done with your shift, you can change out of it and you're not greasy and whatnot. And you come back and you get through the shift. What's kind of going through your mind? You ran into this person from Azuth, and you're not sure like what's going to be the consequences from that. What's going through your mind at this point?
I mean, he's definitely kind of like doom scrolling, thinking like if even one of the students or teachers from the school knows that he's there, he's worried that more of them are going to show up, that people are going to start asking questions, that he probably can't stay in this area much longer, because like he does not want even like a whiff of where he is to get out.
Mm-hmm. So
he's kind of like already in his head going, okay, well, after this shift, I'm gonna put all my stuff in a bag and think about like where I can stay and
yeah.
just kind of like the spiral of like everything's terrible because I ran into one person.
Mm-hmm. So you finish up your shift. Your hands are pruny. You smell like spilled ale and mashed potatoes. Like it's common at this point, and you're not crazy about it, but it is what it is. And you sit down in your room, and before you is like your little tablet where you kind of scroll the message boards, and you watch a few things for like staying up to date, watch your shows, and also where you've been studying. And as you look at this, you see kind of just like in the back of your head Russ and you two sitting down, and him like coming up next to you, and he's like, look at this, and he shows you a diagram of a skeleton, and it's pointing to different parts of the anatomy, and he goes, okay, but Rin, like if you do this like incantation here, it's going to be so cool. I think we could do this. Do you think we could do this? We should do this.
Yeah, I think we totally could. I mean, it's not that hard. Like once you get the basics down, I think it's pretty. We could do it. Yeah.
What's
I like this guy.
He's sitting there, and he starts drawing out the different diagrams and whatnot with this like adeptness to it, right? Like he's got just something innate about him that he's able to just blaze through any class, any book he knows immediately. And he goes, what's that term when it's like filled with gold? Like they break the pot and it's got the gold inside of it. What is that called?
Oh. The funny thing is I know this in real life and I can't think of what it is called. Kintoki? Kintoki.
Kintoki? I don't know if that sounds right. David needs to... filled with
it's got kin in it because that's gold. Kitsugi? No, that's
Kintsugi. Yes, that is correct. Yeah. I want to make sure that we got it right. So he's like, Kintsugi, yeah. Apparently, there's this whole method that like, if you get the bones shattered and then do that gold thing, the kint thing, it makes powerful spells, and I think we've got one. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we've got one. And he reaches into his robe and he pulls out, and it looks like a chicken bone, right? It just looks like a chicken bone, and it's got like 2 cracks, and it's kind of filled with gold. And he goes, "I picked this from the headmaster's room. They were in there like, oh, you're so great, Russ. Oh, it's so fantastic. You're so great." And I was like, yeah. Yoink.
Dude. You didn't. Oh my gosh. Are they gonna miss it? Like, where was it?
I mean, what are they gonna do? Kick me out? Come on.
Well, no, but as long as they're not gonna miss it.
No, I don't think they're gonna miss it. It's a chicken. Like, look at this thing. Like,
right.
It's fine.
Okay.
And he goes, all right. So tonight, I think we should try this one right here. Just little animation kind of stuff.
Okay.
You sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm super excited to practice it. Like, it sounds dope.
And then afterwards, we need to watch that one show. You were going on a Miyazaki kick for a while. What's the next one that we gotta watch?
Oh man, so we watched Mononoke. We watched.
I mean, it was cool, but like
it was cool.
When it got all, I did not. No.
But the wolf's head popping up off the ground, that was amazing.
Oh yeah, so cool. That's why I want to do this stuff. Come on.
Yes. But I'm super excited about Spirited Away because it has all kinds of like spooky, ghosty, supernatural stuff. I think you're gonna like it a lot.
I am here for this. Let's do it.
Yes.
After we do this little incantation thing. Sound good?
Okay. Yeah, totally.
Okay. So you reach. So we're back to present day, and you reach into your bag of holding where you have all of your supplies, all of your crafting and whatnot, and you pull out the broken bone, and the bit of gold is kind of flaking, and you know now that it wasn't real gold. It was iron pyrite. It was just something cheap. And you think back to that moment, and what do you do next? Like, as you're thinking back to that moment, what are you doing as you're sitting here? You've got this adventure coming up, and you're looking at half of that bone. What do you do?
Oh, I think this, like, normally when he's had to move on, he hasn't, like, formed attachments like he has recently with Draxel and Vea and Tolan. And so he's kind of in his head going, like, you know, is there somewhere I can stay that's still close by? I wonder if I can just, like, be in hiding for a while. But, like, there's definitely just, like, a heavy feeling in his heart, like, because he hasn't had a lot of close friendships, especially after Russ. So, I don't know. He feels very torn in two ways about it.
Mm-hmm. So, thinking about Russ, and you're looking at the bone, and you reach inside the bag and you pull out a book or two, and you also pull up your magical tablet, and you start just watching other wizards and their incantations, and you look at the necromancy sections, and a lot of it is like taboo in the sense that, like, it's not really cool to mess with people's bones, and a lot of the videos, they're like, hey, warning, you're about to practice this bad thing. But as long as, like, you know the bones, they're not, if it's bat bones or animal bones, it's fine. It's fine. So, like, what does your study look like at this point? So you're sitting here, and are you just taking notes, or are you practicing in this back room?
Yeah, like, I imagine Rain studying his spells. He's got, like, a few, like, whatever the fantasy YouTube is channels that he likes to watch. He has a few favorite people that he follows, and just kind of helps him go through his old spells. He probably has a few videos that he just watches on repeat, to help him study up some of his older spells, make sure that he knows them. And since it's something that he already knows, he's usually going to be, like, hand stitching or working on something else while he's listening and watching. And then every so often he'll, like, put aside his stuff if he wants to look at a new spell. And yeah, I would say he does most of his studying on online tutorials and things like that. And he might have, like, a couple, like, I don't know, probably, like, a subscription to somewhere that, like, lets him go through and do, like, flashcards and tests and stuff to help him keep up on it.
And I'd like to go to today's sponsor, Skillshare, where you can learn all of your necromantic needs.
I want necromancy Skillshare.
Go ahead and roll me a quick Arcana check.
Okay. 9.
9. So
I'm not getting good rolls today.
You take a moment and you, like, bring up this kind of energy, and you move the universe to your will. You let it move between your fingers, and you sit there and you focus your energy, and you hear this kind of just rattle on the table. And you look down and you see the chicken bone starting to, like, try and stand up. And the longer that you focus, the more it starts to pop up and then fall back down, and then pop up until you take this long moment. You take a deep breath. You think of Russ. You calm yourself. You think of this heaviness in your heart of Vea and Draxel and Talon and possibly leaving them. And you bring that energy back into your hand, and you let it fly out. And the chicken bone just stands straight up, rotates like it's facing you, and does a slight kind of bow as if it's waiting for a command.
Nice.
Draxel.
Yeah.
All right. you two are also going home, and you are getting ready to kind of like you found the chain, right? And you were gonna like figure out how can I test 5 goblins with this chain, and I've got an idea, right? You've got the idea. Where are you currently staying yourself? Are you staying like in a hut outside of the village or what?
Is there like a forested area in there?
Yeah. It's not like a big giant forest, but it would be enough that you could find shelter pretty easily.
Okay, yeah, so I'll probably be like out by the trees. If I can like create some kind of like almost little tent, then that would probably be it.
Okay.
Out in the trees.
Okay. So you make this tent, and you're really proud of it. The leathers are pretty stable. The twigs and whatnot that you found for your supports are sturdy. And the moment that you reach down to the flap to let yourself in, the tent is now backwards.
What?
So you walk around to the other side, you reach again down to the flap, and the tent flips around again.
Is there anybody around?
Go ahead, roll me a perception
Looking
check.
around.
Yeah.
19.
19. You hear from up above you just kind of this like childish giggle. And you see Amon sitting in the top of the tree, just looking down at you. Very, very Cheshire Cat-esque. I think we lost Jazzy.
Oh no.
Oh no.
We could keep going. What does Amon look like to you?
Probably this deeply robed figure. To the point where like you can't really see their face. That was keep it hidden.
Mm-hmm.
We can just see like the bottom half of their face and just like the like smirky little smile.
Okay. And the Amon looks down to you. Draxel, my boy, Draxel. How are things?
I mean, I think we're doing good. I think.
Doing good or are good? Those are two very different things, my friend.
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. You are good. And he jumps out of the tree, and as he hits the ground, he like continues to go through the ground as if like he fell through a hole, and his robe is left there.
Just looking around everywhere.
And you kind of like, you look around and you don't see any signs of him. And you hear from inside the tent like, well, this won't do for a cleric of mine.
But what's wrong? What's wrong with it?
I mean, I imagined that there would be at least one rubber chicken in here.
Yeah, I kind of. Yeah. Oh, yeah. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm learning.
That's totally fine, my child. I'm fully aware of everything that is going on right now. What's bothering you today, my friend?
I mean, I don't know. I just don't really feel like I'm on the right path. Like, still not as good at anybody else at everything they do, but you know, I'm just trying to keep going, but I don't know.
You're just trying to keep going, but you don't know. Well, give me your hand.
Reach out.
And he grabs your hand, and you feel that annoying little buzzer thing, and he just giggles maniacally to himself. Just he gets him every time. Ooh. Now, you have this dirty mess with this chain business, is that right?
Yeah, we don't really know what's going on. There's like a person that we think is in danger, but yeah.
Person is in danger. Well, did you try a knock-knock joke? I hear that gets everybody.
I mean, I haven't yet, but I'm going to.
Okay. So, I want to ask about your new friends. I reached out to you. I gave you my abilities because I believed you were in need of them. You were the runt of the tribe, of the litter, if you will. What are you doing with this group? What is it that you can provide to them, I wonder?
Well, I mean, we started going around doing all these different things with, like, disguises and costumes, and I'm just kind of hoping to, I don't know, just help fill the gap. I don't really want to trick them.
You don't want to trick them. But disguises, I like disguises. And he turns around and he turns back and you see this old dwarf with a short, spiky beard with bits of gray and red flaked through it. And you can see these crow's feet on his face. And he goes, "My boy, disguises are the way that we get past the worst of things." It's like that. It's really great.
And I'll, like, cast disguise self into that exact form.
And
I got it.
And he, like, playfully slaps you on the shoulders and goes, "You are the best! Oh, goodness, Draxel, I'm so proud of you." Now, this unmended chain business, I'm very concerned about it all. I think that they are trying to pull the biggest prank of them all, and they didn't even bother asking me first. Don't you think that's quite rude?
I mean, that's so rude.
Indeed. Indeed. So, I'm going to give you a charge.
Okay.
The charge is, stop them. I don't want them stealing my propaganda, my work. Come on.
How do I do that?
How do we do that? I think I gave you all the answers already, didn't I? Didn't I already tell you everything?
I mean, no, but maybe. I don't know. I don't really get a lot of things.
You are the sharpest bulb in the crayon box. I know.
Yeah.
Well, I think a good practical joke is enough to knock the sense into anyone when they need be.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying, my friend?
I think I know what you're saying. I think, okay, I'm starting to get ideas.
You getting ideas?
Solid yet. Yeah.
Okay. Knock, knock.
Come in.
And Amon friggin' loses it. Like, he doubles over, and he starts laughing, and he, like, continues to, like, double over until, again, the cloak just drops onto the ground, and you see him sitting on top of your tent, and like, the tent isn't even, like, bowing at all. Like, it's staying perfectly stable. And again, you just see that grin, and he goes, "You know, with thinking like that, Draxel, I think that you could truly bring peace among this world. Not that I want peace right now, but a good knock-knock joke. I think you've got the good bones for a good knock-knock joke, don't you think?"
I hope so. I mean, yeah, I hope I can do good.
All right. So, remember, a good joke is enough to knock sense into anybody. Remember that. That's the thing that you need to remember, Draxel.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Good joke.
I've left a little gift for you in your tent. Enjoy. And he picks up his cloak and he does a swirl around himself and he just disappears.
And I will run into the tent.
You run into the tent and it smells terrible. And you look around and you see a pile of fake vomit on the ground.
Damn, I was like, grab it with like a stick and try and just,
And as you pick it up with the stick, underneath the pile of fake vomit is a book. Do you pick up the book?
Yeah, I pick up the book.
So you pick up the book, and on the cover, it's 101 knock-knock jokes to save the day.
I sit down and immediately start reading them all.
He's such a devoted cleric.
He's such a devoted cleric. All right, so that was the backstory kind of level up, getting your attunement to your path kind of thing. We've got about a little bit left of time. we are going to jump back forward in time. You are in front of Five Goblins' home. And in Five Goblins' home, you are in front of him, and he just fell over, and 4 goblins fell out of a trench coat.
I thought you were... Wait, who's my friend? What's my friend?
And the one that was the head kind of like shamedly looks up, goblin, like kind of droopy ears and craggly skin, and looks up at you and goes, well, Talon, it's just not a lot of goblins are accepted, so we just kind of decided we'd be one goblin. So we wanted to throw them off their trail, though, because there was just the 4 of us, and we knew they're gonna figure it out. So we threw them off the trail. We named ourselves Not 5 Goblins.
I mean, it's true.
It is true. It's not a lie.
Well, I have more friends than I thought I had.
So you're going to help me? I mean, I guess us, but oh man, we got to keep this a secret because we can't tell everybody that we're not 5 goblins, right?
Right.
Well, you have to tell them that your name is not 5 goblins.
Oh my gosh, Talon, you get it, Talon. Yeah. So listen, friends, it's so good to have you here. It's so great here. I have many space. It is comfortable couches. Is that okay?
Yeah.
That's
I
great.
like comfortable couches.
Wonderful. Comfortable couches it is. Now, what's going on? What brings you here? Why come help me? You guys have whatever your cosplay name is.
Stress. We just don't have time to get done.
But we really love the cosplay contest scene, so we wanted to be able to help out any way we could, and we wanted to support some friends.
I like support. That is good idea. That is very good idea. Very smart brain. Very.
You were just so nice at the other contests, and we just thought, hey, we'll reach out and see if they need help.
People shouldn't judge goblins. You guys are the nicest goblins I have ever met. I don't think I've met any other goblins, but...
Are you sure? We wear a lot of trench coats, apparently.
Apparently? No? Oh. And Tolan is rethinking his life.
Every trench coat ever has a goblin in it. Now canon.
Nice.
So you guys kind of sit around and what do you tell him besides like, yeah, we wanna support you guys?
I would say maybe stuff like, oh, I'm more interested in checking out panels, and a bulky costume wouldn't really let me do that. Plus it was really short notice that we all found out we could go. Generic excuses you'd give if you were going to a convention last minute.
Okay, well, you can be you're still on for my stage ninjas, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we want... Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, none of you have been acting suspicious, have you?
No. Not that
I'll
I'm aware.
pull out the broken chain that I got last session.
Uh-huh.
What do you want to do with this?
And he reaches out and he looks at it and he goes, I mean, I think this could be kind of cool if we were able to put the chain in and then breaks apart. And is that not the right answer?
Okay, you're good. You're good. You're
okay.
good. Put it away.
I didn't know I was having to pass a test. I would have studied.
It's fine.
Well, I mean, clearly you didn't need to study. You got the answer right, so...
We are genius! Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, good. We are genius. I like being the smart one in the room.
Always known you are genius.
Yes, Tolan and I think Tolan understands me and us and my brothers. Yes.
Is there, like, do you guys have other names so we don't have to call you all as a legion of not 5 goblins?
Well, they don't really speak common. I'm the only one who speaks common. But my name is Ears.
Ears?
Ears.
Ears?
Ears. 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 And he like has these big floppy kind of ears and he goes, Ears. We kind of are all named for what we are supposed to be like destined for or what we're known for or anything along those lines. So yeah.
Or a feature.
Or a feature, yeah. What we're known for. My ears.
Ears.
So,
Cool.
What are
like,
their names then? What are their
ears,
destined
nose, mouth, eyes. I mean, it feels kind of rude unless that's what you want.
Well, I'm Ears.
Okay.
That one is Fumbles over there.
Oh.
That one's Chief, because he's supposed to be the chief. Whoa, look at me, I'm the chief. So we have Fumbles, we have Chief, and we have Smells.
Oh no.
Oh,
Don't share a room with Smells.
Okay.
I
And I'm
got
Ears.
that.
Ears.
Well, we've shared a room with Draxel, so it can't be much worse.
They would be great roommates.
I just start sniffing myself.
I'll like
Ears
reach
comes
into
up to
my
you and
bag
goes,
just like hand him a flower.
I don't know what they're talking about, Drax. I think you smell fine.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We had a meeting and Draxel smells fine.
Oh,
Yeah, I smell fine.
Yeah.
Okay. You can smell fine or you can smell like flowers, but it's your choice.
No, we don't want to smell like flowers. That's okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. So he sits down and he shows you like what little work he's gotten done on his Alphonse armor. And you can see like inside of it, there's like different areas for each goblin to hold on to. So that way it looks a little bit more accurate, but it's also designed so that way the trench coat still like shows. Cause for whatever reason, that's like the signature of his cosplay.
Alphonse in a trench coat.
Exactly.
Perfect.
So and he goes, okay, I have idea for stage. But I don't know how to do the thing. I want to have like a thing and it has the circle. You know what the thing? Circle?
Right.
The transmorphigation circle.
The
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on it, and then I would like it to like fall apart, and then I jump through, and because Al does the. Yeah, Red, you got it, Red.
Right. All right. So what do you need our help to? What can we do to make that happen?
Help me make it.
Oh, like the transmutation circle?
I mean, not a real one. I don't want a real one. I don't want to lose my brothers.
Right.
What,
Yeah.
Drexel, can you make an illusion one?
I could possibly do that. I could cast minor illusion.
Because you're
Create
like,
one.
yeah, you're like really good at making that kind of thing.
Yeah, I could do that.
Nice.
So you make an illusion, and then it will crack down the middle. Can you guys do smoke?
I can. Oh, and Tolan can do actual fire.
yeah. Like this. And I step away from the house.
and like you see the three others, you see Fumbles and Smells and Chief, and they start freaking out, and they're like, We will take it, Tolan. Thank you for your help. And Vea, you have the smoke. Rain, what can you do?
I can bring cookies. Or...
And Ears comes up to you and puts his hand on your hand. And, like, he kind of has the somber look. I think you have the most important job.
I'm happy to undertake it on your behalf.
Oh! So Draxel will make the thing, and it will, and then there will be fire from Talon, and Vea will make the smoke, so that way it's all creepy, and then you will have cookies.
And then we will have cookies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, out of character. Do we actually know that Rain is a necromancer?
That's up to Rain.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he would have made a secret of that since he's used some of the spells in combat.
In that case, Vea's she's gonna snore and be like, we could just have Rain do human transmutation.
Can you do that?
I don't know what you're talking about. No, that's fine. I think cookies are a much cleaner, much cleaner option.
Oh wait, Brent, can you do minor illusion?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we wanted to, we could have you do that, and then I could do thaumaturgy to do all like the big noises and.
Oh
and
yeah.
That's okay. I don't mind not being on the stage. That's totally fine.
Because I totally just looked at my spell list and I thought I had minor illusion, but I don't.
Oh no!
Oh no!
So maybe if you could help out with that, I could use thaumaturgy.
And
can I do it off stage?
And he pulls out a little stage map, and he goes, "They sent me this," and he shows you like there is a backstage area, and you would be able to like peek through or look from the side and still cast minor illusion without any worries.
Sweet. As long as I don't have to go on stage, I will totally cast you a minor illusion.
No, we'll be off stage and we'll make it so cool. Like Draxel will do all the sound effects, and I can get all the sensory stuff, like a little bit of a breeze or like smoke going up, and then you can get the circle in the back.
And I know what it looks like, so I will make it extra realistic for you.
Yeah, and this will be like the coolest stage presentation.
I bet you weren't expecting to hear from present David at the end of this, because it abruptly ended so much. Now, did you? No, of course not. Why would you think that at all? Not like we ran into any technical issues at all at the end of this recording, apparently. So I just wanted to let you know, yeah, it ended weirdly, and I'm sorry about that. They did end up having a great plan, and they went to NaniCon, and everything was happily ever after. No, of course not. That's not how D&D works. That's not how the Cosplay Chronicles work. No. Of course they went there, and then of course they saw Baruch standing in the crowd. What will happen next time? Well, you'll just have to either join our Patreon, patreon.com/cosplaystitch, or you can wait for next month's episode to come out. It's gonna be exciting. Either or. Can't wait for it.